it's the hardest thing to defend because it's going at someone's head. If they're on the line, it's right at their head. And who covers the back line?
You have one person to cover that.
Yeah.
And it's the only spot on the court that they have that big of an area to cover.
So if I could get all of my hitters to swing the deep corners, deep line or deep angle, no one's stopping them. But what do they want to do? They want to look pretty for the girls and bounce the ball and get the oohs and ahs. But that didn't get W's. That just gets, Juan got a lot of accolades. A lot of people were like, oh, that's really impressive. Well, what did it get us? Second place was the best we did. That doesn't, it's impressive, but what's more impressive is hitting 350. That's what's impressive to me. Oh, you were late.
That was on the inside of the block.
You were late. Be early here. Oh! You were there.
I could see it in the air. He was kind of off the net.
Yeah.
Right
The
way,
left
one
hand
side,
was
yeah.
penetrating, but the right hand was a little bit. I think when he went to move it, instead of moving it straight here, he went
Yeah, he
back
went
a little bit. Not on purpose.
Yeah, I
just-
could see that in the air.
It went, it fell back when he moved it to the right instead of staying up against it.
Reach. So what I've told Alex and Tyler, reach for the ball. When you elevate, reach for the ball. Try to get to the ball. What happens when we do that?
Block here, seal.
Number one, we're sealing the net. That's the biggest thing that you can do, seal the net. They go around you, you're doing what you're supposed to. Be early, reach for the ball. So you're at the peak of your jump when he's contacting the ball. That's where you want to be.
That was when he hit the ball out, so, because he was trying to avoid your block in that bounce. That's a good block still.
So, could you tell what happened on that
It was
one?
like my hand was like up, like it went up.
And that's called a soft block, which is not a bad thing, because we're sealing the net that it's not getting in between us. It's hitting off of our hands. We don't want it. We want to try to keep it in the court.
I was up there. I was just like, I guess I was looking at that.
Well,
or something.
I-
My hands was like that.
Is
If
he
you block
early?
it this way, you should have a teammate, if not one or two,
It was all
over here to
there.
help.
It was all
So there should be
there.
some here.
It was all there.
It's right here. It's right here.
Well, still, I was trying to get it back.
But you have a teammate that's gonna be in this area to cover that ball coming this way. That's why it's okay to block in and not out.
Yeah, and that's just what he's saying is, you've got a certain role. You don't have to cover the entire. You're not blocking the entire court. You're blocking a shot for him. You're forcing him to make a decision. He can turn it line. He can roll over you, or he can hit angle. You've got another defender here, so it's gonna have to be a sharp angle. Right now, we don't have the defender. So now you have to decide: do I want to reach to my right or to my left, and try to touch the ball? But you've got 5 other guys on the court that are supporting you, so we don't expect you to go up and block every shot. You can't do that. You're as long as you put up your block where it's supposed to be. If he hits into you, that's on him. You put the block up. Now, if you can see him doing something, reach left or right. If the ball's inside and you're late, jump towards it. Reach for the ball, but you're trying to force him to make a mistake to one of our other defenders. Three. Way to move, good job. Three.
That's okay.
I almost
Hey, if he goes over you, that's great, because you got somebody right here.
I was so close to reaching that ball.
So what's the most important thing you learned on beach this year?
Read the court. Read the court.
But he told me, and it's almost like every practice. Communicate.
You don't know, I'm sitting here doing this. You don't know what that means.
So when Eli came in and he's doing this, what could you be saying? How could you communicate to your team? Tip, 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 tip. May not do anything. It may motivate them to move. And that's why communication is so important. You don't know who's, ideally everybody's paying attention. Right now, I don't know who's paying attention.
Well, the thing is too, some of y'all are so tall and a lot of your defensive players are shorter. Since you're in front of him blocking, they can't see to know that he's tipping. They're relying on you to tell them because you can see more what he's doing before they can.
So it's the more you're able to communicate. So if you see something, call the shot. Cut, tip, roll, deep. You're up blocking. Your job is done as far as blocking, but communication is still ongoing. We can still communicate. And as you get better, it's going to become more comfortable and second nature to you that you'll be communicating the entire time. You had to communicate with little Eli, right? That's what you learned. You still have other players to communicate. If you're blocking right side, who's behind you? Your setter, absolutely. So if you see tip, he might be able to come up now. You might have to turn and set if they just pass the ball straight up. But, one thing we don't want to do is reach back. But if we're communicating, now you can open up and see there, hey, let me get it, and I can set the ball. So it's always critical. And you're tip, and you may hear him coming in, mine. And now, if he gets the ball up, you're ready to go. So the entire time you're on the court, the entire time that ball is moving, we're communicating and talking and staying focused on the game. I think a lot of times, a lot of our kids are just start spectating.
Yeah.
We don't want to spectate. We want to stay focused, stay dialed into the game. And that's for the setters. When I've got a hitter that's dialed in and they're ready to go, I want to feed them all the time. And so that's what motivates the setters. When they've got a hitter that's up there ready to go, they're calling for the ball, they're calling mine, playing defense, getting the ball up, making good passes. That's what gets them motivated. They want to feed the big hitters, the ones that are playing. What's my expectation for my big hitters? My big hitters are my outside hitters. They should be our best passers.